Terry's laughing at me, sorry. He just asked me, what's this call about? And I said, I don't really know. So we're going to wing it this morning. So obviously we are, I guess we're at the 25th. So we are almost at the end of the month. And I think there's probably a lot of people that are looking forward to April and starting fresh. But that does not diminish the fact that we still have like 7 days to get to our goals. So we still have lots of time. So don't think too far ahead. Stay in the moment. Keep your blinders on and just keep going. Today I want to talk about two things. First, I want to talk about basically your confidence and how you're feeling about yourself at this point in the month. Because as you have some disappointments during the month, sometimes your confidence can start wavering a little bit. And that actually is probably going to put you in a worse position as you're trying to talk to people. You really have to dig deep and figure out, basically feel within yourself that you're worthy of all of this. And if you're not feeling that in yourself, it's going to come across in your messages. So if you're not confident about what you're talking about, and I don't mean the facts of the programs. That's not what I'm talking about, because that stuff is very easy to share with people. You guys have all done these programs. So sharing the facts about the 21-day fix or the programs that we have to offer or Shakeology, that's really easy. Like, just do your due diligence and go and figure it out. Like, go find a YouTube video about Shakeology. Go listen to Megan talk about Shakeology. Go listen to Shay talk about Shakeology if that's one of your weaknesses. Do your homework. This is your business. If you're feeling uncomfortable talking about some of the products, that's easy to fix. What's a little bit harder to fix is your confidence inside. Do you really feel worthy of being successful in this business? Because I think every single person on this call is 100% able to reach their goals. Whatever your goals are, you all have it in you, but you have to believe that. You have to believe that you are worthy of actually being successful. And if you don't have that confidence, it absolutely shows in your messages. It comes across in your messages. And when we get down to this part of the month, when everyone is feeling tiny bit panicked, not everybody, I realize there's going to be coaches that hitting Success Club is not your jam. You don't really care. And that's okay. I don't mean, she doesn't care. I mean, it's not something that's super important to you. You're really just doing this for fun. So that's awesome. Like, if you don't have that pressure, that's awesome. But we all have different goals and we all have to be okay with that. So I am talking to the people that right now are sitting there panicked that they have not hit their Success Club goals. Because that's the goal. You're just a goal setter, and that's just what you have to do. I mean, that's me. If I don't get to my goal, like, it wrecks a lot of things in my life. I've always been like that. So I know that feeling. You're panicked. And this is when your confidence starts to waver. And this is when you have to dig even deeper inside and really feel the belief of why you're doing this and why you 100% believe in this whole opportunity, the program. If you believe that you can help someone, you need to convey that in your messages. You have to be energetic. When you're talking in the very beginning of your messages, you need to be at your peak state. To be at your peak state means you need to be confident. You need to feel worthy. You don't even question the fact that they would want to buy this. It's not even an option in your mind. Don't even go there. Of course they're going to buy it. It's going to change their life and you're going to help them. That's where you need to be when you start to talk to these people. That is the feeling you have to have inside, because it's going to come across in your messages. If you're talking like, well, it might help, it might not. It works for some people, but not for everybody. Like, what the hell? Why would anyone want to talk to you? They're going to move on to the next person who is going to tell them, for sure, this is going to work. This is how it worked for me. And this is how I'm going to help you get to your goals. You have to be excited. You have to be confident. And to get there, you have to believe in yourself. So I wanted to really dive into some questions. I feel like our messages at this point in the game, especially, like I'm going to go, repeat, when you're feeling stressed out about Success Club, sometimes your messages can get off track a little bit. At the beginning of the month, you're really good at asking questions and getting to know them and all this stuff. And now that you're feeling stressed, you might be feeling like you're speeding along, trying to get these conversations going and just get it over with, like, do you want it or not, lady? Because you want to get to your goals. And we all know that that is not going to solve any problems, because the person you're talking to could give two shits about your Success Club points. They do not care. They don't know about them. Hopefully, like, we don't want them to know about them. Like, it's not something that you're going to share with everyone, that you're like in panic mode because you want to hit Success Club 5. You have to continue to treat this the way we always do. So you have to dig a little bit deeper into your conversations. Don't be salesy. I know I say it every single call, but it comes across in your messages. Oh gosh, like, I have been looking at a few messages because I'm trying to help people get to their goals, and you just have to be really careful about that. You don't need to be talking about the 21-day fix and Shakeology and all that stuff at the beginning of your messages. You need to be building a relationship and building the trust and asking the right questions. Please be interested in the person that you're talking to. Don't be interesting. People love talking about themselves. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work to get them answering questions. I've had messages back and forth that I get these one answers, this one, yes, no. It's like talking to my frickin' brother when he was a teenager. How are you? Fine. How was the party? Good. What are you doing today? Nothing. It's like, oh, drive you crazy, right? So sometimes you really have to start really being creative in the questions that you're asking. And you want to be gearing them towards what you want to talk about. Sometimes I'm afraid some of the messages that we're sending, everybody's so concerned. So the exact opposite of being salesy, everyone's so concerned with just being friends that you are talking about trips and babies and building houses and going shopping and next year's events, and you never ever bring it back to why you started talking in the first place. So there's got to be a balance. I feel like I look at two different types of messages. Someone that's just spewing the 21-day fix on people. And then the other one is like, holy shit, you guys have been talking for 2 weeks and you've never asked her, like, do you have any health and fitness goals? You can't, and that's because you're nervous, right? I saw Michelle kind of raise her hand there. And that's because you're nervous to bring it up, right? I think we all have to remember our social media. People know what you're doing. Okay, like, you're not randomly, like, if you're doing effective social media, if you're actually posting about your workouts and you've done your grand opening post, people know what you're doing. It's okay to gear the conversation towards, do you have any health and fitness goals right now? If you're posting and these people are liking your posts, or they've commented on your post, or they're in your support group, or they like your like page, they know what you're doing. So you can ask them, are you working on any health and fitness goals? And then it can get you into the conversation. Because if you're spending weeks having small talk that is not getting you anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. And you know what? Someone that's a little bit more ballsy is going to message them and ask them if they have any health and fitness goals. And they're going to be like, frick, yeah, I want to lose 20 pounds. I don't know what I've been doing talking to this lady. She's just wondering what I'm having for breakfast. And she's just like not getting to the point. So especially this time of the month, I think you really need to dive into that, because we are at the end, right? If you want to get to your goals, you have to get to the point faster. You don't have all month now. It doesn't mean that you change to being salesy, but you have to get to that point. Megan, did you want to say something?
Oh, yes, I did. And actually, I was like saying to my kids, stop talking for a second, because I didn't want to unmute. But it's funny you say that, because there's this girl that I have been talking to for so long, and originally it was because she was interested in coaching, but the timing wasn't right because she was starting a new job, yada, 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 already had the program, and always like said, follow up with me next month, like when I'm more settled. And so I was constantly doing this, and it was like this game of back and forth, and it was getting kind of annoying, but I didn't want to let it go because I had a good connection with her. So my last couple messages have just been very much like, hey, how's the new job? Like nothing to do with coaching or Beachbody. And the last time I did it, just like in the last week, I messaged her just like, hey, looks like, you're loving your job, because she's posting about it. And she's like, yeah, it's great. So should we get talking about Beachbody or what? And she kind of did like a little like laughing funny face. And I thought, yeah, like she's seeing right through all these like nice messages I'm sending her. Like obviously I'm constantly messaging her because I want to talk about coaching with her. And she knew that. I knew it. And I thought, God, what have I been doing for the last 2 months? He's like, hey, hope it's all going well. Because I didn't want to come across as messaging her because of a point. So there definitely is a fine line. And finally I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Because let's stop beating around the bush.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you have to have somewhat of a sixth sense about this stuff, right? Like you have to kind of, and that's why I think it's important that you are building a relationship and you are genuine. And I believe that if you believe in these products, if you believe in the coaching opportunity, you are being genuine because you want to help people. You believe that you absolutely can help them. You don't have to feel bad about talking to them about it because you believe. I don't think that there's anyone on this call that doesn't believe in the programs, the products, and being a coach, or you wouldn't be here on Saturday morning. You do believe in it, and it's okay to talk about it with people, but you've got to be energetic about it. You have to prove to them that you believe it. And when you go into your conversations, you're going in for their benefit. You're being genuine, and you're really thinking about what they need. Like, maybe it's not joining your team, but maybe it's doing, really getting to know what they need. But you got to get to the point. Like you got to get to that conversation to be able to figure out what's going to help them and how you're going to help them. So I actually want to go through some questions that you can kind of ask people. I talk to you guys so much, and everyone's always so nervous about money. It actually drives me nuts why you guys are so nervous about the cost of these programs. They are not expensive. Like, come on. Do you think they're worth it? Like, honestly, I hope you guys are shaking your head, or you need to really think about why you're here. They're not expensive. Stop worrying about how much they cost. Stop prejudging people with the amount of money they have. Like, stop it. It's crazy. You have no clue what people will spend their money on. A question that I ask very early on in my conversations, first I talk about mindset. That's usually one of the first questions I ask people. Do you feel like you are ready to do this? Do you feel like you're in the place that your mindset is right? Because this has a lot more to do with mental. Like, you can lose weight a million quadrillion different ways. It's not actually that hard. go for a walk and eat healthy. Like, they don't actually need the 21-day fix, right? They can lose weight lots of different ways. How I can help them is getting their mindset right and supporting them and giving them accountability, but they have to be in the place to be ready to accept it. So that's a question I ask early on. The next question I ask, are you ready to invest in your health? So if you're worried about price, bring that out there. And then if they will come back, oh, this is going to cost money. Of course it's going to cost money. This is why it worked for me. I invested in it. I made an investment into my health, so I took it seriously. So if you're always worried about that cost question, bring that question out right away. As soon as you use the word investment, they know that this is like a real thing. Okay, so stop being so worried about the money. I have talked to someone yesterday, and it sounds like she's talking and talking and talking and talking, like for messages over messages over messages, and never ever getting to the cost because she's so scared to talk about the money. It's not expensive at all, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. But to get to know people, here's some different questions that I ask. And this is all in a document in the files section. It's called, not sure what it's called now, actually, maybe Closing with Confidence or something like that. But there's something that, like, this is what I keep beside my desk. I keep it there all the time, and it has all different questions that I can ask people. Tell me little bit about your life. Do you have kids? Are you married? Do you work? What's your day-to-day like? What are your specific struggles that you're dealing with right now? What methods have you already tried? Like, what's worked for you and what hasn't worked for you? How long have you been trying to do this? Like, these are all questions that you can ask at the beginning of your conversations to really get to know what people need, where they are in this whole thing. If you're asking the right questions, you're going to get to the end of the conversation quicker, right? If you stop and cut the crap, like cut the small talk, like these are all very nice, genuine questions. Are you married? Do you have any children? Okay, if she has kids, I know that we have to talk about something that's quick and easy. She's like me. The 30-minute workouts are going to be great, whatever. If she's a gym goer, maybe she loves weights. Like, these are the information that you need to get to. So when you share your story with her with excitement and passion, you can relate it because you found some common ground. You have to be asking questions and so the whole point of asking questions is to find some common ground with that person, right? So you can find out the information, and then you can find one little piece in there that you can say, oh yeah, that's exactly how I felt. And this is how it helped me and how this can help you. And then just share your story about it. Be really excited about how this program helped you, but what helped you even more was the support. Like, you've got to sell yourself. You can't just be selling the 21-day fix because, that's here nor there, really. The 21-day fix comes with the package, but you're the big deal. And if you don't, going all the way back to the start of our conversation, if you don't have confidence in yourself, you're not going to be able to talk about the big deal very well. And that's what makes you different. That's what makes you different from Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and the gym. We're different because we can motivate and we can support, but you have to be really pumped up about that. You have to really be excited that she believes you're not going to leave her. I talk to so many people that have had coaches, and coaches have just dropped them and not messaged them, and they didn't get any support so many times. People they can see, they know we're not nutritionists and fitness instructors. A lot of times we tell them right away, I say that all the time. All I can be is your cheerleader, but I promise you, I'm not going to let you down. If you need a message from me every day, I'll do that. I've texted women at 4 a.m. to get their arses out of bed. I'll do that. I don't have a problem doing that. That's my job. So I promise them, you know, I don't go into big, long details about the 21-day fix. Like, oh, you're going to get 7 containers. You're going to get, like, I don't do any of that, because that's not what makes this conversation special. What makes it special is me promising them and telling them all the things I can give them that's different from what they could get somewhere else. And I have confidence behind that. I'm excited about it. I tell them this is how it worked for me, and this is how it's working for other people in our groups. And it's going to work for you, because I'm not going to let you fail. I will not let you fail. You got to be so, like, in your peak state. The peak state is something that, what's his name? Miguel, whatever his last name is, at Leadership. He did a whole, like, 45-minute thing on being in your peak state. And I think it's true. Like, it comes across in your messages that if you're not excited about this, then, you know, it's not going to really, yeah, that's right. Carrasco, I don't even know how to say it, but.
Carrasco.
Yeah, Jesse. With so much flair. I just can't do it that way. Some other little tip is turning their wish into a goal. So from the very beginning of the conversations, one of the first thing is, you know, what is your goal? That's something I always ask. Are you working towards any health and fitness goals? And lots of times you'll get a 1 sentence back. Yeah, I want to lose 20 pounds. So perfect. You know, jot that down in your memory, and then I'll go back and I'll turn that into a goal. So you told me you wanted to lose 20 pounds. When are we going to be done? Like, when are we going to get to that goal? When do you need to lose that by? You know, you create some urgency. So they're starting to think, yeah, like, okay, when do I want to do that? Like, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 5 years, or do you want to lose it before you have to put your bikini on in a couple months? Create some urgency in the conversation. You said you wanted to eat healthier. Why? Why do you want to eat healthier? Oh, because you have a couple kids at home and you want to be a good influence on them. Okay, well, we better get on that, because they're getting older. We better start creating those habits now. That was the reason I joined. You know, like, all of a sudden there's something I have in common with that person. From that one little first question, are you working towards any health and fitness goals? Yeah, I really want to clean up my eating. Oh, really? Why? Asking those right questions is going to give you so much information back. And then you can provide the solution. Well, here's how I can help you learn how to eat better. This is how I learned. You know, I had lists of foods. It was great. I didn't have to eat anything weird. I didn't have to buy any weird ingredients. It was just figuring out the stuff that I liked off the list, figuring out how much I should have of it, and teaching. God, I swear a mouse just went by in our kitchen. I'm not kidding. Sorry. I don't know. You better go look at that.
I have a bird in my wood stove right now as we're on this call, and he keeps flying around and freaking me right out too.
I hope that was just like something that, I don't know what that was. I'm going to try and forget about that, because I'm really scared of mice. Anyways, so back to the solution. So if you're, kill the mouse. Yes, Heather, kill the mouse. You want to, that's how you kind of close the sale, right? Like, you provide this solution for people, and you share with them how it helped you. If you found something common, some common ground in those questions, you can say, I know you said this was your struggle. That's why I need a cat. Never, ever, ever. You find out what their struggles are, and then you can provide that solution. And in the end, this kind of goes back to being scared of the price. You have to close, like, you have to ask for the sale. You know, here, after talking to you and hearing about your goals, what you want, this is the program that I think would be perfect for you. Would it be okay if I sent you a video so you could get a better sense of it? No, or a pit bull? My God, never. I can hardly handle fluffy Maggie. Send those videos, and then I usually just briefly describe. You know, it comes with a really simple nutrition plan, color-coded containers to help you with portion control and workouts. But the best thing is the support that you're going to get from me. And then go back into that, how you're going to help them, how you're going to support them, how you are going to. I never, ever talk about price. If they ask me about price in the beginning, I say, there's lots of different options and I need to get to know you better. I need to get to know your goals before I can even remotely give you a price. Like some of it starts at $40 and some go up to $300. We're not even close to talking about that. I need to know what you want. I need to know your goals and how I can help you the best. That's how I handle that question all the time. Every single time. Because that's often a first question. How much is this going to cost? And they say, oh, I don't know yet. We don't know what you want yet. We don't know. I don't know what you need yet. But I'm very confident about it. And if they don't message me back, fine. Who cares? Next. Like, who gives a shit? Like, just move on. Don't worry about people that aren't engaging with you. Move on. Move on to the next person. Get talking to the next person in your support group that you can help. Don't worry about someone that isn't ready for your help, because if someone doesn't respond after hearing that it's going to cost some money, they aren't ready. You don't need to try and convince them to buy it. Stop talking to the same people over and over and over again. And we are all guilty of that. I've had periods where I just sit up and think, holy crap, I've been talking to the same 10 people for 2 months. Like, move it. Move on to the next ones. Don't get so, and that goes right back to your self-worth and your confidence. Because you're so insecure, you keep going back to those same people because you're worried about that they said no, and you're worried about don't worry about it. Just move on to people that are ready for your help. Everyone's going to be ready for your help eventually. Everybody. They always turn around. Everybody. It's happened to me so many times. See you later. Don't worry about no's. Just move on to the next person, especially when you get to this time in the month. You cannot get hung up on people that are saying no to you. Just go to the next. Go to the next. Get them on your follow-up list. Say hi to them in a couple months. Don't worry about them right now. Go to the next person. Find someone new to talk to. I don't know how many times people have said to me, I've just been talking to the same people. Like, it's like this revelation, right? And I know that feeling because I've had it happen to me before. You just think, wow, all I've done all month is talk to the same people. I didn't talk to anyone new. It's amazing when you start talking to new people who's ready to receive the information you want to share with them. You'd be really surprised once you get over the nervousness of talking to somebody new and asking how they're doing and just starting a conversation. And that's where your social media comes into play, guys. If you are doing effective social media, you are going to have people liking your posts. And then you have a reason to message them. Every single morning, that is what I do. I go back to my old posts, anything. Posts about Delaney, posts about getting stairs in my new house, posting about my workout, posts about a funny quote, anything. And it's the stuff that's not necessarily about me that gets the most likes. Like something yesterday, God, I can't even remember what it was, but it had like 107 likes. And it was maybe a quote or something. It was a quote. It was, I made, in the defense of wine, I've made epic mistakes before I liked wine or something like that. It was just some funny like little thing. There were so many likes. I freaking messaged every single person and said, oh yeah, wasn't that hilarious? You know, unfortunately I've made a lot of epic mistakes and I can't blame wine. How are you? How's it going with you? They're friends on my page. So I just assume we're friends. You know, I assume that we're buds. I don't go back and check if we talked before, we talked last week, or I don't have time for that. I just say, hey, how are you? I noticed you liked my post. Wasn't that funny? Have you made epic mistakes too and you can't blame wine? Ha ha. How are things going with you? What's new? Chat soon. You don't even, I can't, like everyone, not everyone, but tons of people respond. And lots of times they respond with, oh, I've been thinking about that program that you talk about all the time. Like, it's like you've opened this door for them. They would never, ever talk to you any other time. They will not be brave enough to message you. If you're sitting waiting for people to message you, it's going to be a long time before you get to your goals. Long time. Long time. You gotta have a little bit of confidence. And I find it so easy if my social media is on point. And that doesn't mean you have to be coming up with these amazing posts. All it means is you have to post, and don't be salesy. Don't go and take an inventory of your social media. What does it look like? If you want to compare it, go to my page and go to your page. And how do they compare? I always have something to do with my workout, or like to do with Beachbody without saying Beachbody. So it's either talking about my workout or motivation about exercise or something. So I always have something like that, so they know what I'm doing. I always have something about, you can join my team. You can become a coach on my team. I always have something with Delaney because she's a high target. Everyone loves her. It gives me so many people to talk to. I usually have something funny about wine or sarcasm or whatever, like something funny, because that's me. And there's always something like motivating. So I have that blend all the time. It's just a funnel in my mind. I don't even have to think about it anymore. It just goes. And then I go and I message every single person. That's the first thing I do every day. You guys probably all have Teamsy. I do not, Chloe is competing right now. I don't even use my prospects in Teamsy because I have enough people, new people every day that are liking all my stuff that it fills up my prospects. Like, those are my prospects. I make sure that it's always new people. So if I have 107 people that commented on that quote, I just funnel through the likes and I find the people that I haven't talked to in a while. I do have a good memory, so I can I know who I messaged yesterday. Like, if Megan Darling's name comes up every single time, I know I don't need to message her again today and say, thank you for liking my post, because that would get a bit weird. Because there are people, right, that are, as soon as they see your post, they're seeing the next day and the next day and the next day. You want to look for the new people. So that's why you want to have different stuff all the time and at different times and different, you have to get your social media on so you have people to talk to. I know that it's not that comfortable going to your friends list and just drumming up some random conversation with someone. That never feels that awesome. We do it. Sometimes you have to do it. But this way, for me, feels good. If they've liked my stuff, it feels really easy to send them a message. Sorry, I can't see what you said, Megan. And that is why you need to keep adding to your network each day. They will start to, yeah, that's right. You got to be adding people all the time. And that's a whole other call. But you can be really, go to Google and say, how do I find new people? Beachbody. Go to YouTube. I've sent the same video to everyone that asked me that question. It's who is that? What's that lady's name, Megan? Do you remember? Shelly Hobbs. Shelly Hobbs has an awesome video about adding people to your network. Write that down. If you feel like you don't have new friends on your page, Shelly Hobbs, adding new people, Beachbody. Just Google it or search it in YouTube.
And I just find that, like, because I'm constantly adding people in every day, within a couple days, those people start to be my new likes on my comments, right? Because it is true. The exact same people are going to be constantly liking your stuff. So you'll run out of people to keep messaging to say, thanks for the like. But those new people that you're adding in, I find start to like your stuff right away. And then they're the ones then that you can, initiate conversation with. And that's sometimes how that's my first message to them often is like, thanks so much for the like, blah, 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 blah. And then tomorrow I add new people in. And then, so it's just kind of this funnel because they do tend to just start liking your stuff right away.
Because it's in their feed, right? Like as soon as you add someone in, you go to the top of their feed until they don't want to see you. So they really dictate. If they don't like anything in those first couple days, you'll not be in their feed anymore. So they really won't be seeing your stuff. So that silly story you tell yourself that I'm bugging everybody with all my posts, like you can just forget about it because you're not that lucky. Facebook doesn't let that happen. Lots of people don't see your stuff. I have like 2,900 friends now, like probably 100 of them see my stuff at any time. Facebook dictates who sees your stuff. And that, for someone to see, like probably the only person that sees most of my stuff is my mom because she likes everything, right? Like she's the only one. You have to be liking every single thing that a person posts to be seen in their feed all the time. Like, so don't worry about that. If you're telling yourself that story, get over it and get over it fast because it's silly, totally silly, because Facebook does not allow stuff to be seen a lot. They decide, and how they decide is it's called algorithm. And so they, whoever's liking your stuff a lot, whoever's paying a lot of attention is going to see it. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one way that I found recently that's really helped me increase the people that I'm talking to is by sending out those recipes. So the 5 dinner recipes has been really awesome. I'm actually going to do a meal prep one today as my new giveaway. And what I've been doing is 2 things. So when people, they're going to say thank you. Like if they don't say thank you, then that's pretty crappy of them, but most of them say thank you. So I think I had like 50 people request my recipes. So I just sent it to them. And when they came back and said thank you, I said, oh, no problem. Would you mind doing me a favor? Could you add in a few of your friends that you think would like my page? Just, sharing recipes that you think could really benefit from, following my page. And so I've had people, like my support group grew by over 100 people just by asking that question. They're like, yeah, sure. I'll don't mass message people, but if you have other women that you're friends with that you think might like my stuff, I'd love to, be able to share with them as well. So that's because when you give something, I think that it's okay to ask for something back. I'm giving you something for free. So the least you could do is add in one friend. Like you don't say it that way, but it was a really good way to increase the people that I was talking to. So
that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. I will say I had a lot of people that didn't say thank you. I was like, frick, these people are rude. I sent out like 250 of those, and a lot, I bet you half didn't say thank you, but I'm following up with them now. So I'm making them say thank you.
Michelle, when you're following up with them, are you just like saying like, hey, did you try any out? Like, did you make any yet? You're just,
yeah. What I'm saying is, because this is the truth, I'm going to make a monthly edition. So I'm going to do it every month. So I'm basically just going back in and saying, what were your favorite? Like, did you have a chance to try anything? I'd be interested to know what your family thought. Keep your eyes peeled because the March edition is going to be out soon. So I'm making it like it's like this kind of big deal. And some probably in that first week in March, I might even do it probably towards the end of this week. So what I found, and I have no idea that this will happen again, but I got Success Club so fast last month because of that. And I didn't time it on purpose. Like you guys have to know me. If I see an idea, I just do it. I don't time it. I don't make sure it's fitting into my month. I just go do it. That's just me. So I must have seen Rosa talk about this free giveaway thing at the end of January, or sorry, what month are we? March. So the end of February, and I just did it right then. So it ended up being in that last week. So I got these conversations going that last week with people, and it got me to Success Club really fast. So I think I'll just follow that. That was an accidental miracle, basically, because I really think that was the only thing that helped me this month to get to Success Club. So I'll make another one. And I've told you a million times how easy it is. If you're not doing this, I think you're insane. Go to the Team Beachbody blog and copy some recipes. These rock stars have put pictures in it and made it all pretty. Mine was not, and it still worked. So it can take as little as 5 minutes. You are welcome to copy anything from that Team Beachbody blog. Like no one, I think I did 4 recipes from the Beachbody blog, and I did add in one of my own. I had like a stir fry that I had posted about earlier, like just an easy recipe. So I added one of my own, but that's all it was. It was very simple. And it took me about 3 days to message everyone, but I have used that all month. I kind of regenerated the post in my group again, just to get more people. So I just like populated it to the top again, to the top of my feed. So new people saw it. I've sent it a million times. If I have someone that says no to me, I just send them that. I'm like, oh, totally understand. You know, you talked about how it was hard for you to find healthy recipes for your family. Here's just this silly little thing I made this month, but maybe you'll enjoy it. Just toss it if you don't want it. I've sent that a lot. I've used it a ton. It's been such a great, valuable tool this month. So, okay, that's all I've got today. Does anybody have any other questions? How are you switching the conversation from recipes to challenge pack? Honestly, it just got conversations going. Like, I think the people that responded back to me, they were saying, it was kind of just like opening the conversation. It's like they were wanting to talk to me and they just needed me to start it. And you know, they commented on the post about the free thing. And I think in my initial message, I did ask, are you working on, if they're interested in healthy recipes, it triggers to me, they're working on some health and fitness goals. So I had no trouble asking that question. I asked, I didn't just say, hey, here's the recipes. That's not going anywhere. I asked a question. Are you working on, why do you need these recipes? Why are you interested in these recipes? Oh, I would love to start feeding my family healthy recipes. Oh, okay. Are you working on any health and fitness goals? Like, I think it just opened up a lot of conversations. I have no idea if it will work again as well. Like, sometimes these things, they're really great for a couple months and then they filter out. And that's why we have to change all the time. You can't just be doing the same thing all the time. You got to change her up a little bit. So I am going to go and do a free group this month too. So I will do the giveaway, but I'll also do a free group. And last month I didn't do a free group.
So Michelle, you aren't, like, everyone that's saying they're interested, you're not messaging them back with the document. Mm-hmm. You are getting a back and forth conversation, and then kind of at the end of that, then you're saying, and here's your recipes.
Oh, no.
In that first conversation, you are like asking them questions and you're giving them it right away.
Yeah. So basically I did a post in my support group, my Fab 5, free Fab 5, I think it said on my picture. And I just said, now for me, I make a lot of jokes in my support group about how I hate to cook, right? And this year, my goal was, because I was home, I couldn't really have eggs every night. Like, I had a little bit more time to make supper. So I make a lot of jokes about that. So people in my group know that I hate to cook. So then that kind of prompted me saying, I made this deal with myself that I was going to make new recipes every week. And I thought I might as well share them I'll share the ones that everyone loved, like the kid-friendly, husband-approved. So that's how I made that post. If you're interested, comment below. So if they commented below, I just sent them a message, hey, I'm glad you're interested in these recipes. Good thing, Delaney loved them all, like some small talk. Why are you interested? Are you working on any health and fitness goals? Like, I just came right out and asked that question and sent them the file. Like, sent them, would you mind just telling me, let me know if you've made any of them. No one does that. Like, no one really did. But people will, if they want to talk to me, then they message back with a question. Like, a lot of them said, oh, I've been meaning to message you about the 21-day fix, or what's that all access about? Or, oh, that workout you showed last week looked so good. What was that? There was a lot of that kind of stuff. It just opened up conversations. So I don't know. And it's just been good all month. Like, it's been such a great tool that took me like 5 minutes. It was just so easy to put together. So
I'm going back and oh, sorry, Megan. I'm going back, and everyone that wanted them, I'm going back and I'm now inviting them into my free group. Because if they're interested in healthy recipes, well, let's take this a step further. I'll give you a full meal plan, and then they get that challenge group experience. So maybe then that will translate into some challenge pack sales. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't know if it's going to work, but
that's a great idea. So how I kept them separate in Teamsy so I don't lose track. Like, if you're using Teamsy, I used a tag. So I did like Fab 5 tag, February Fab 5. So now I can go and literally talk to just those people and either follow up with them. That's a great idea, Heidi, to invite them to your free group. That's excellent. Yeah. Heidi's so smart. She's so smart. Ideas. Anyways, does anybody else have any questions? We're good. Any shout outs? Carla's not here, but I think I shouted Carla out. She's almost at Diamond, and there's lots of people doing some pretty amazing things this month. So it's going to be great. April's going to be awesome. All right. So keep going. I think both anyone with upline here, so myself, Megan, anybody, if you need help with conversations and stuff, don't be afraid to message us, because that's my focus. Like, it's fine that I'm at my goal. Like, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. I want you guys to get to your goals. Like, that's what's important to me now. So that is my focus right now. So if you need help, please don't, like, I can't just remember to message everybody all the time, making sure you're okay. So please just reach out if you need some advice or some help or whatever you need. That's what we're here. I think Megan would say the same, and Darlene, like any of us. So if you need us, just reach out, and we'll try and help you, because Success Club 5, that's important. It gets your stuff paid for. Like, I never want anyone to not get to that goal, because at the very least, I don't want you to have to spend money on Shakeology. I want that paid for you. So, okay. Bye-bye. It's almost an hour. Good Lord. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.